Okay, real quick, I want to share with you the difference between a histogram and a bar graph, perhaps. Okay, a histogram has the bars, but they're together. They share a side on a histogram. On a bar graph, there's a space in between. So just so you know that going forward, that's just the difference between the two. Okay? That's all for the difference in what a histogram is. Letter A on 14, which is on page 16, it says make a histogram for each set. Make a histogram for the set 9999999. And we have to pick which one is it, A, B, C, or D. And what you have to be careful of here is what the legends are, or the labels here. So notice on the bottom, some say data value, and another one, the two on the right, C and D, say frequency along the bottom. So you want to make sure you get that right. So these are the data values, and then up here, and then this left side is the frequency. I'll just write it at frequency like that. Okay, so therefore A is the correct answer for 14. 14, A is A. All right. Next one, it says make a histogram for set 88991010. Choose the correct answer below. All right, so again, you want to make sure your data value is along the bottom, your frequency is along the left side. And with that, then that makes it easier for us to pick it out because two of them can be eliminated, and therefore the answer looks like it's going to be B, as in boy. Okay, 88999, 2 8s, 3 9s, and 2 10s. So it's got that symmetry to it. The next one, it says make a histogram for 777, 9, 11, 11, 11. So you can kind of picture the shape of that as well. Remember, we're looking for data value along the bottom axis, the x-axis, so that eliminates B and C. So it's either going to be A or D, and therefore it's going to be D, as in dog. That was page 16. How about page 17? What is this? Oh, on the bottom it says of 16. Make a histogram for set 444, 9, 14, 14, 14. Okay, and on. So, okay, I'll let you figure that one out. Part B, it says give the 5-number summary and draw a box plot for each set. Give the 5-number summary for set 999999. You could put in your calculator if you want. Wouldn't be a bad thing to do. But for this one, what's the low value? The low value is 9. What's the lower quartile? 9, right? Let's see if we did this manually. 9, 9, 9. How many are there? 9, 9, 9, 9. I got that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here's our numbers lined up. The low value is 9. Low is 9. The lower quartile, that would be Q1, is going to be what? So here's our numbers here. I got 3, 6, 7. The one in the middle is the median. And then we've got the upper quartile and the lower quartile. So they're looking for what's the lower quartile? Well, it's the median of the lower half. So it does not include this 9, but it does include these 3 9s. So that means the lower quartile is the number in between these 3 values, which is 9. Okay? The median we know is 9. Upper quartile between these 3 numbers, right? So it's the one in the middle. Q3 equals 9. And then the high value equals 9. High, HI. Okay. Which one is the box plot? And it looks like it's going to be D, as in dog. The one with the 9 on it. How about give the 5-number summary for the set 8, 8, 9, 9, 9, 10, 10. Let's do it manually. It's a little bit fun. Sometimes it's a burden to plug in these values into the calculator. So we get some practice with it, doing it manually. So here we go. I've got the same criteria. I'll get rid of these numbers here and use this for this set of numbers here. So what do we want? What's the low value? Low value is 8. Okay, what's Q1? Well, let's figure out what the median is here. Okay, shall we? So I've got, they're in order from lowest to smallest, or lowest to largest. Okay, and I've got 2, 4, 6, 7 numbers again, and I want the one in the middle. So that's going to be this 9 here. That's my middle number. So if that's going to be my median of 9, and therefore what is the lower quartile, meaning these 3 numbers here, and that's going to be 8. Q3, the upper quartile, the median of the upper quartile is 10, and the high value is 10. Okay? Number 14. What is the box plot for this set of numbers here? Which one looks like it? Well, B, C, and D look like they're out of whack there a little bit, so it's got to be 14. It's got to be A on page 18. You can see that the median is 9, and okay, so that makes it obvious there. Alright, you do the same thing with the other sets. Do it like this. If you need to, you could plug it into the calculator, into the L1, plug those numbers in and find your 5-number summary. That's for the rest of these here. That's probably page 18, page 19. Compute the standard deviation for the set. So now maybe you want to consider plugging the 99999 in all these to find the standard deviation. Okay, shall I do one with you? Let me do one of these with you. And I'm going to do the one with, not all the 9s, because I think I know the answer to that. Let's do the one with the compute the standard deviation for where it says 4449, 14, 14, 14. How about I do that one? Alright, with you. So I'm going to go to, right from the start here, I've got, go with you here, I'm going to hit stat, edit, number 1. I've got 2 data sets here, so I'm going to get rid of these. Clear, bring it down, go over to the L1, go up to the very top, hit clear, and then toggle down 1, and they'll be gone. Alright, so my set here was what? 4, 4, 4, 3 4s, and then 9, 9, enter, then 3 14s. 14, 14, 14. There we go. Alright, and now I can answer this what they want, which is compute the standard deviation. Alright, no problem. Standard deviation, then let me get going this way. Standard deviation, where do I go? Stat. I want to calculate everything out. Use number 1, the var stats. Enter. Change this to L1. Please be careful as you're doing all these problems that you keep the list and calculate the one you want, whichever list that you're on. Okay, so here I've got it, and what's the standard deviation? 5, SX. Okay, Good enough. Still on number 14. You'll have to answer those sets there, and finish up with number 14. Number 15, it says find the range and standard deviation of the following set of data. Again, plug it into your calculator. You know how to do that now. The range is the highest value minus the lowest value. Back up here a little bit. Number 16, for an exam given to a class, the student score ranged from 40 to 93 with a mean of 76. All right, let me kind of draw this out here. Let's see. I've got, for an exam given to a class, the scores range from 40 to 93. So I have 40 on the low end, 93 on the high end, and we had a mean of 76. Okay, something like that. Which of the following is the most realistic value for the standard deviation? What's the most realistic value for the standard deviation? I could do the range rule of thumb on that and compare it to these numbers here. Let's try that. Highest value is 93 minus the lowest value, which is 40, right? That would give us the range, which is 53, and divide that by 4 using the range rule of thumb. And 53 divided by 4 is 13 about, right? 13 something. I know it's 52, so it's 13 point something. So they want to know which of the following is the most realistic value for the standard deviation. Negative 13, 56, 11, 2, or 0. And well, you know, it can't be negative, right? Can't be negative. So therefore, I'm going to say that it is 11. That's the most realistic. Can't be 0. If it were 0, it'd be all the same number. Like the 99999. That has a standard deviation of 0. So let me hunt it down. What is this, number 16? And of course, I don't have it here. Oh my God. Do not have it with me. Well, it is. It's 11 though. 14, 15, 16. B. The most realistic value is 11 because the negative value is impossible. 0 would indicate no variability. 2 is too small and 56 is too large. Okay, so that's what it was, 11. Oh my God. 17. Consider the following 4 data sets. Compute the mean of each data set. Because these are single digit numbers, I think we can do this manually. You can plug it into your calculator if you need to, or help you to. But what's the mean of data set 1? I'll do the first set with you. I've got 666 is 18. 18 plus 6 is 24. 24 divided by, how many data values are there? 6. So 6 goes into 24 4 times. And the mean is 4. I don't think you have a problem with that. B, which data set appears to have the least variation? Which data set appears to have the greatest variation? Well, it looks like the least variation would be between what data sets? Or what data set? And I'm thinking its least variation would be data set 2. What number is this? 17? part B. Indeed, yeah, data set 2 would be least variation. Which has the greatest variation, which has the widest set of numbers between them, would be data set 1, between 2 and 6. Is wider than any of the other sets there. Okay, least and most. Part C there, compute the range of each data set. The range is the highest value minus the lowest value for each of the data sets, so that's easy to do. And D, use the defining formula to compute the sample standard deviation of each set. Use the defining formula to compute it. So that means you have to plug in to the calculator to find the data or the standard deviation for those numbers. After all, that's the best way to do it. Number 18, one factor in buying a car is overall fuel economy, measured in miles per gallon. The MPG ratings for 10 different pickups is shown below. Determine the range and sample standard deviation. Okay, what's the range? Highest value minus the lowest. And the sample standard deviation, plug these values in, and that's how you would get your answer, round to 1 decimal place. Okay, and the same thing going on for number 19, the last one. During 1 year, the number of motorcycle accidents in a region were tabulated by day of the week for paved roads and dirt roads and resulted in the following data. Find the range and sample standard deviation of each of the 2 data sets. And again, the range, you know what that is, the highest minus the lowest, and the standard deviation, plug these values into your calculator and you will have it. Looks like you have to do this for each of the 2 data sets. So you're going to have L1 and L2 on this on the calculator. L1 may be the paved road, L2 may be the dirt road. So you could plug it in that way. But few numbers there to determine what the answers are for that. Okay, that's 19. That's the end of this. Wow, that was tough. And what makes it tough is explaining it with these kind of problems laid out as they are. I kind of struggle with it, just kind of looking at the layout of these problems. And I will say reading the chapter is important. It really will clarify things a lot better and a lot more to you if you read it in black and white, more so than I'm explaining it. That's a given. I also want to say that there's one thing that just eluded me that I wanted to mention. I can't remember. If you need help with this, don't forget I'm always available. You can email me. I'll be happy to answer your questions, but in class too. But I want you to do your part and watch this video and kind of get a grasp of what's going on with the calculator too. Make sure you have a calculator or get that app. And the one thing I was going to say is the calculator. Make sure you have that, and that's basically it. So thanks for listening, and we'll see you later. So long.